In the bottom left side, there he is, the red Terran player, the powerhouse. He is BYUN. His opponent in the blue, he is the Zerg. He is representing Team Kai Z Gaming. Solar. All right. This is the matchup where BYUN likes to just completely ignore all forms and shapes of scouting. Just kind of ignores that entire thing overall. Sometimes Zergs do try to punish him for this. Trying to think back on which Zerg we saw recently. I think it may have been Armani or something like that. Trying to punish BYUN for not really scouting in the early part. And, well, didn't quite work. He tried Baneling Bust, he tried Roach attacks with Ravagers, without Ravagers. Nothing seemed to phase him every single time. He was in a horrendous setup. He had no idea what was coming to him. And somehow, some way, this man just micros his way to victory nonetheless. Okay, it's actually going to make the Reaper here. Alright, so looks like he has decided against the scoutless Terran play. In that entire series, we just saw him going for a Marine first. And that without a SCV scout as well. And of course, continuously getting the command center on the low ground as well. Kind of similar as to what we're seeing right now. But now that's a Reaper instead of a Marine. So he's going to get that scouting going. Missing the nade there, unfortunately. Ooh, almost getting that drone right there. Just barely in time with the Spore Crawler. Cancel there, Solar. The famous Zergling loser to the Reaper here. I have to point it out every single time I see it. It's just, you know, happens very consistently. But, to be fair, he is playing against BYUN this time around, and the Reaper does go down as well, so, I mean, I would still call that a victory for Solar here. It's going to be happy with how that turned out. It's going to be able to get the creep spread going. Get the third base rather nicely secured. I think he already had a drone here, though. Looks like he was trying to hide over there. But if he hadn't already, this is a good opportunity to just kind of let it walk over there. Hellions will be coming across the map as well. Reaper, go home, please. Alright, couple of Hellions and a Banshee as well on the way here. Looks like there's some harassment on the way for our red Terran. Overlords should be able to get a scout off here, unless if it decides to turn into a different direction. It's not going to happen though. At least not by such an extent that he's not going to be able to see this. There's that scout immediately. Spore Crawler 1, Spore Crawler 2. No Spore Crawler 3 just quite yet, but okay, there it is. It's just less likely that the Hellion does come straight through the middle, to be fair, but still. Sometimes that is exactly why they come through the middle, you know? Catches you the most off guard in the end. Alright, that's Spore Crawler well placed there. Not gonna be able to get any real damage going. Bench already deciding against really trying to harass that vicinity right there. Coming in with the Hellions right now. The Lynx doing a good job of blocking so far. Banshee comes in trying to pick away at the drones as the drones are in quite a skerfuffle here. Good amount of them already have gone down. The Banshee just going to park itself right over there as the well, Solar is busy microing the drones elsewhere here, of course, against those Reapers. Against those Hellions. The Hellions will finally be able to get pushed up against the wall here by Solar, but that's still a lot of damage being taken. 13 workers went down. We did cost most of the army of BYUN here, but Solar doesn't have much in that way, shape, or form either anymore remaining, so... Pretty darn good start here for the Red Terran. See how we traded out against those Lynx as well. Ooh, yeah, that's a rough picture right there. Painting exactly what happens. Banshee creep denial as well, one of the abilities you can have. What is he doing with these creep tumors? I'm very surprised that he's throwing down these creep tumors here. Alright, now he should be able to do it, right? No? Coming back around, he's like, yeah, you're gonna do it again, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I know you so well. Look at that. That's wonderful. So much creep denial. Apparently there is a thing as to trying to creep too quickly. You know? Right, now this should be able to get zoned away, right? No way that bench is coming in for round number 2. Hydra Den, Solar going for the Zergling, Baneling, and most likely Hydras into Lurkers. That's usually where this takes us. BYUN already having quite a significant amount of Marines on the ground, though. Even gonna get himself a couple of these Hellbats into the mix. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Also gets vehicle armor right now. Interesting development. Let's see how he manages to hold his own against the quite terrifying amount of banelings that are rolling out and about. Did again clean up these creep tumors, by the way. Need to see a creep tumor kill count here. 8 of them. 8 creep tumors already have lost their lives. And there really is almost no creep spread whatsoever, except for maybe over here, right? We have 3 layers of creep tumors deep. Maybe here as well, a little bit, but still. Anyway, there we have a big fight going on here. The Zerglings trying to get on top of the units. Those Banelings more so, of course. Okay, finally do manage to get an alright connection. There's not much of a follow-up here for Solar remaining. The Queens weren't with the rest of the defense. But they do arrive still in time, and that is seemingly enough to keep BYUN on the back foot here for a little while longer. But more units coming in. He's going to try to just make more happen right now. Stemming all his units forwards. Banelings connecting to the Hellbats. The Hellbats still, if they are spread out nicely, they aren't the worst at tanking the Baneling hits. And there we go. GG is called. BYUN wins another game here. Very well played there by BYUN. Let's just hop straight on into game number 2, of course. BYUN versus Solar. Game number 2. It's Pillars of Gold, so let's hope that should be a good one as well. A lot of aggression can happen on Pillars of Gold, after all. It's not the biggest map that is available. And the third bases are relatively open, right? There's not much you can do here in the way, shape, and form of walling off or enforcing certain fights. Can be difficult as well sometimes to get your Zerglings fully around an army. Some maps have a bit of a quicker way around, but Pillars of Gold, I mean, if you attack through the middle, right? That's where you have the easy access from behind, perhaps with those Zerglings. But if you attack from the right side over here, if these rooks are still up, it's going to be quite difficult to do, right? You're going to have to walk all the way around over here and then get behind him. And kind of a similar story here on the left side, right? if you do take a fight here as a Terran, then the Zerg, if he wants to get behind you, he's going to have to go all the way around like this. And then get behind you. It's quite a distance to walk in a moment where time is of the essence. Alright, anyway guys, let's do a little bit of introducing our players. In the top right side, we got a red Terran. He is a fan favorite, you all know him. He is BYUN. His opponent, bottom left side, the blue Zerg, fighting for the Kaisi Gamers. 1 point down, needs 2 wins in a row. He is Solar. The zoom and the rotations and all that stuff. All that stuff. Alright. Fairly regular things going on here for both players. BYUN again going for the scout here. Maybe respecting Solar a bit more as an opponent. And a little bit more frightful of his overall all-ins, perhaps. Could be the case, could be the case. Let's see what he finds over here so far. Let's see how many Zerglings will go down. Good micro there, Solar. Alright, still on top of it. Okay, wow. Doing really good so far, didn't lose anything. Very well played. Oh, that got close. 2 HP. Getting a bit feisty there, trying to get the creep tumor. BYUN still chilling at the front door. Gotta be careful, Mr. BYUN. Don't lose that Reaper now. Reaper's still a very useful unit in order to figure out what kind of unit production is going on in the main base here. The Hellions will have a rougher time getting there after all. Another Banshee opening again here for BYUN. Perhaps he's aiming for another one of those... oh man, that's unfortunate. The Queens. Oh, the Queens. Anyway, what was I saying? Maybe BYUN aiming for a little bit of a similar attack right there. But another thing we just saw, those Queens actually miss positions. You need to be careful now as a Zerg as to where you put your Queens in order to avoid getting shot with the Hellions by a way, so that they take out the creep tumors as well. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing, but works out into BYUN's favor there. Alright, things are getting settled right here. Third base got on the way for BYUN. Banshee and these Hellions. Let's see if they will be able to get as much damage dealt as they previously did as well. It's nice to see that Spore Crawler actually did just finish up. Wasn't just that to save that drone. Now it's saving other drone lives, so cool to see. The Hellions being denied entrance into the Zerg base a bit better than it was going on in Juggernaut. Feels like this is the way to do it. It's also difficult to push through here with your Hellions, of course, on the right side. He is coming in though. Gonna attempt. Well, there is a Queen there. Not gonna try for now. A good amount of links there also, ready to kind of form a wall around those Hellions, stop them dead in their tracks. Benji on the bottom right side looking for a bit of damage as the Hellions and the Reaper here. Looking for more creep. Creep destruction squadron. Creep watch duty. Careful. Circling numbers are getting rather high up there. Solar going for a Lingbane heavy style here. Getting those upgrades right now. The +1/+1. It's going to delay his Mutalisk quite a bit. But overall, it's going to keep you safe from any type of marine pushes and stuff like this. And again, the Mutalisk, of course, up the potential of your own harassments quite a bit also. Zerglings could get behind perhaps the Hellions here. Let's see if that is what Solar is gonna aim to do. No, it's absolutely not. He is just gonna go across the fields here, looking for run-bys to happen. Look at that one Ling actually pulling all of those Marines. Oh, I thought he was gonna attempt to go into the main base here. Not gonna happen so far. Maybe try to make a couple of Banelings there before he does so. Waiting for Baneling speed as well is a good choice to do if that is your plan. Banshee on hold position. Oh dear. Doesn't happen often that hold position kills the unit, but that's what we saw happening there. BYUN comes out. BYUN comes out with quite a terrifying looking ball of Marines, but there is an even more terrifying looking ball of Banelings ready for action. And of course we have those Zerglings still lurking on the top side next to BYUN's natural base as well, aiming to take out whatever comes in. Or whatever tries to make it across the fields here after the main bulk of the army. Perhaps get on top of the mineral line as well. Wouldn't be too bad for him. BYUN, yeah, BYUN, even though he did get a little bit more posturing on the top side, on the bottom side here, move backwards. Not gonna commit to a fight that he's not ready to take. That's the discipline you need to see from somebody like BYUN, of course. More scans gonna be thrown down again. More creep gonna get denied. 15 creep tumors in total have lost their lives in the production of this game so far. Hive attack on the way. This is where we are going to take it. It is going to be the lurk attack. Hydralisk also starting in the production so far. Solar gonna try to make it happen here. Jumping off of creep. There's a lot of Widowmine shots there available. Careful. Oh, that's still so many Zerglings dying to the Widowmines. He did manage to clean up the rest, but still no favorable trades being made on that position. Did win, but not in a way you would like to see here for a Zerg player. He needs to back up now, needs to be careful. Just wait a little bit longer for those Hydras to come out. Another clump of Banelings need to be made always when you're going in. In case the first wave doesn't quite make it, you can move backwards and then have suddenly twice as many Banelings as before. More creep going down, but that is kind of feeling like all that BYUN is being able to achieve here. Viper on the way as well as 5 Lurkers. No upgrades just yet, but against Bio they shouldn't matter too much. The range upgrade comes more into play against the siege tanks and such. The later game attack. Of course, it's still wonderful to have the extra upgrades for the range here, but I wouldn't say it's the most important thing when you're playing against Bio. Now, if this is still the fight, though, that's not going to work out for 3 Lurkers, of course, with or without upgrades. Oh, there we go. More units do arrive here on the right side. Solar looking like he's anticipating, though, a movement on the left as well. Oh dear, oh dear. Staying a little bit too long on that left side. Not showing himself beyond, so Solar almost moving away from that location, actually. There are the Widow Mines all getting set off right now. Still getting reasonable connections, and the Marines do manage to escape through using the medevacs. Another minefield here on the right side, of course. BYUN gonna keep that aggression up as much as possible. Oh, getting the creep queens. Not bad. Only 4 queens remain, and they are all busy with using the injections. So that's a little bit of a wonderful catch there for BYUN as well. Seems like nothing too influential, but there's already quite a lack of creep spread. So that is even going to put more of a hurt on Solar to get that creep spread out there. Going to make it even more difficult. And creep is incredibly important when you're going heavy Ling Bane style. Even with the lurkers there as well, of course. BYUN just being BYUN, though, is continuously making sure that he is the aggressor. He is the person coming across the map here and deciding when and where fights take place. Siege tanks now starting up in the production tab as well. Already has 3 of them. Very good to see. Thought that actually he almost has 2. Oh, there is. Okay, there is a second factory. Am I missing another one somewhere? No, okay, it is just 2. But that's a good call. That's a really good call to make. You need the 2 to ensure the positive trading right there later on against those lurkers. Ooh. The splitting of Zerglings against those Widow Mines seems to be a bit too much for Solar here. Every time just a couple too many feel like are being sent out to die. Base being lost there on the left side. BYUN making it very difficult for Mr. Solar to be in the right place at the right time. Zerglings getting on top of the first initial siege tanks thanks to those blinding clouds. So are the lurkers getting closer and closer. Is there enough for BYUN here to push through? I don't think so. Maybe with perfect splitting, perhaps. But his bio unit's already a little bit low. Needs to start healing up. Get together with the rest of his reinforcements here. He is no longer on the right side. We'll just try to do a bit more of a parade push here, it would appear. Banelings. Oh, that's not a good, efficient way to use those banelings right there. Gotta stay on the creep. Gotta stay near those lurkers as well. Whenever those bio units commit to the lurkers, that's when you will go in with those banelings as well. This is, again, right where all this lack of creep spread is kicking in so heavily. Solar really working with a small little clump of creep. Trying to get everything to work. They will be able to once again deal with this attack rather nicely. He's coming in here actually with a terrifying amount of lurkers, not gonna lie. That is a scary amount. Widow Mines do get a good connection, but this base is not meant for this world anymore. A single drop with a medevac is gonna deny this base here, perhaps actually forcing Solar to move everything backwards. Oh my dear. I thought that was gonna be a moment there for Solar, where he may have been able to take out 2 bases, but BYUN with a single drop here being able to force Solar backwards. Although he didn't even have to be forced backwards with everything. He could have maybe maintained his position, but perhaps a bit wary of leaving those lurkers back in an aggressive spot like that. While he's more so busy microing elsewhere. Maybe some siege tanks suddenly going to be sieged up. So the ghost snipes are going to be taking place here, of course, as well. Another forced lift up. No planetary is going to be produced there anytime soon. Our Marines coming in. Our Marines getting the hatchery right there. It's a big deal again. BYUN multitasking Palooza here. Couple of those corruptors now also coming into play. How many of them does he have exactly? 10. Alright, is that an... is that just a squadron to try and get rid of any type of the of liberators, perhaps? There's no liberators on the map, though. We don't have a great Aspire, do we? No, we do not. Maybe he wants to get rid of the Medivacs as well. Get rid of the healing. It's not a bad call. Broodlords are difficult to make work here also, as we already have a lot of ghosts. Ghost here finding quite a nice trade against those lurkers. The lurkers a bit too far away to the ramp area, or not far enough. So the Ghost finding some pretty darn good trades there. Cleaning up a lot of those lurkers, in fact. Another drop here on the left side. That was another cancel of this base here. The Corruptors. Yeah, the Corruptors just not doing a lot, are they? That is a bit awkward. Perhaps anticipating a Liberator style as well together with the siege tanks. But still no single Liberator in sight. And these Corruptors just sucking up supply here for Mr. Solar. He needs every little bit of help that he can get at this moment in time. Let's see if this is finally going to be the moment. Okay, good. Blinding Clouds there. Siege tanks immediately get taken out as well. The Ghost, a lot of them here in a lot of trouble. On the left side, a couple of siege tanks still doing okay against those Banelings trying to roll in as well. Only rolling in one by one though. The Corruptors getting sniped now. And BYUN stays up on top of things here. Thanks to his great control with his bio and those Ghosts. Being able to micro backwards, get all the snipes off that he needs to. Perfect control on every, well, most of the aspects of his army here. The target fire with those Ghosts is just so incredibly impressive here from BYUN. Still a lonely Widowmine there as well. Most likely is not going to find himself a lot of opportunities there. But who knows, maybe that is going to be the one cleaning up the entire flank of Zerglings and Banelings. Oh boy, that could actually happen here. Oh, it's just a little bit too far to the right. We'll not be able to get that shot off. The units from BYUN once again moving backwards in a nice fashion. Not gonna allow Solar to get this around with the Lynx here. There is another attack, it looks like. Oh no, it's just a couple of Lynx overall from Solar here. I'm gonna try to make sure that there's no bases being taken on the left side as well. An important thing to do. More snipes coming in here for BYUN. BYUN's doing a good job trying to maintain a foothold here. That is going to be a dead base right there. Wonderfully done. This base still not going to be doing any mining. And that's most likely going to be the next point that is going to get the attention treatment from BYUN here. Or is he just going to continue onwards with the bottom side? He should start pushing to the left now, right? I mean, that's where the fresh bases are now. He needs to get those bases secured himself as well, because his mining is not doing all that well anymore. He's got 3 bases, 2 of them starting to really get low on the minerals available. The hatchery there in the top left side has been completed. Kind of a scary place, of course. BYUN so far not completely aware, but kind of preoccupied now with this army coming in here. Lurkers and Corruptors trying to get on top of things, but there's just too much bio there still remaining on the high grounds. Coming down again here as Solar, he is on the run. He is kind of struggling now. Still has an alright army supply, but remember, a lot of that is in those Corruptors, and there's no way to really make those Corruptors useful at this moment in time. They sometimes snipe those medevacts, which is pretty good, right? That is a good thing. BYUN, somebody that likes to be lower on the medevac count overall anyway, so any medevacs you do take out is going to be a lot more significant than it would be perhaps against some other players. The base finally gonna get cleaned up here. We'll have to wait a little bit as well to get anything going there. Corruptors with the yoink on the medevac there. Showing the entire world, just see, we are pretty useful. Don't you worry about it. More snipes, beautifully done there. Again, going to be able to catch all of these lurkers. Oh, just one single lurker remains. We'll be able to get out of there. And Solar, he needs to reclaim this base here. And there we go. That is a very important base to get. Perhaps he, as well, the one in the top left side. Why not, right? Just try to get as much of the minerals out of there as possible. Because that's the point of contention right now. If BYUN is allowed to get all the bases on his side of the map, there's no winning anymore here for Solar. His trading has been abysmal so far, so he needs to make up for it with having another base available. Now, I mean, on the right side, that's not going to happen. On the left side, that is quite difficult to do as well. An incredibly fortified position here, not too far removed from that base. So another option here for Solar is, I suppose, being able to take out this mining base and denying this base continuously. That is the other option here. If he is not able to wrestle control into his own hands, then that is what he needs to do here. Losing another base, though, on the bottom right side. And perhaps here as well on the left side, there's a couple of lurkers available. That's not too many. Okay, 3 more do come in. There are a lot of ghosts now. They are cloaked. There's no stealth detection. Oh, Solar. Oh, Solar, you're taking a lot of hits to the face here. And there's a nuke. And there's a nuke. Why the hell not? Just force those lurkers backwards. You're not allowed to sit here. Get the heck out of there. Ooh, the banelings. Yeah, not getting the greatest connections there either, but the nuke doesn't get too much either. Alright. Kind of weird how there's still drones sometimes moving past here. Still getting shot by the same Widow Mine. 8 kills already on that one. Long distance mining is quite a scary thing after all. The Zerglings here coming in way too synchronized with everything else of the army. Great snipes on those Corruptors. EMP going off on the Vipers here, so no Blinding Cloud's going to be available. Is this going to be too much to handle? The hatchery already being taken out again here. And Solar in a desperate situation. He's the one that needs to deny bases, yet he is the one whose bases keep getting denied. Okay, a good surround there with the Lynx actually onto the Ghost, catching a lot of them. But is it going to be enough? Is he going to be able to push on through here and actually get a snowball to work out into his favor? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure just quite yet. It is still quite difficult to see. It's one hell of a scrappy fight, that is for sure. More Zerglings, Hydras, and those Lurkers here. This is all that Solar has basically banking on this right now. Still a planetary there as well. Okay, that is going to get taken care of by the Corruptors. That's a good use from those Corruptors. Doesn't want to over-waste units right now, cleaning up a planetary when he needs every unit he can muster. Because BYUN, he is already setting up shop, of course, with a new army. He's been allowed to keep his production going here. Solar, no way he was going to get on top of that production. Does get rid of 2 bases, and he wisely backs up. Trying to reclaim his own bases here. Very important base. And yeah, like Solar has 1 base that's left mining here. Making this these 2 bases go down, that is a good thing. But already, I mean, this base was entirely out. This base pretty darn close to being out. It's not going to be enough. He needs to deny these bases on the top left side as well. He needs to find a way to do it, and I don't know. It's an incredibly difficult situation. I mean, perhaps if you get BYUN out of position, that is the one way that you can maybe able to make this work. A straight up fight, I don't see going into Solar's favor here without any Vipers. The Lurkers perhaps going to be able to make something work, but alright, well, let's wait and see here. Planetary Fortress also going to be in this battle here after all. The Zerglings and the Banelings not going to get on top of the bio units in time. That is beautifully microed backwards there by BYUN. The Lurkers busy targeting down the planetary. It does get taken out, so a little bit of a victory there for Solar. Now gonna deny mining as well on the right side. Bit scared off the scan coming in here. A drop as well on the right though from BYUN at the simultaneous time. Gonna be able to put the pressure again on the other side here. Does get handled rather nicely though. This is one hell of a scrappy game here, but the supplies are looking like they are in favor here for our red Terran player. BYUN. Is he going to get himself in a good position here? Moving forwards, getting rid of the creep. That has been a big part of the story here. 73 creep tumors in total have gone down. That is quite the high amount. 914 Zerglings as well, to be fair, but an insane amount of creep here has been denied. It also shows that Solar hasn't been sitting still. He's continuously trying to get his creep spread out there, but it's just the multitasking and the aggressiveness setting up of his units here from BYUN not really allowing Solar to get anywhere near where he wants to be. Okay, BYUN, this may be the final moment here for him. He needs to hold this off. There's really not much left for Solar if he loses this army. And there is a good opportunity. There are a lot of ghosts still available. Let's see how the Banelings will connect. Have to back up for now. There's siege tanks on that high ground. Don't go near the siege tanks. He's losing so many of these Banelings right now. Oh, he lost them all. And now the Bio is going to be able to get on top of the Lurkers. They're all gone. GG is called.